Well, you are looking at downtown Elkhart, one of the first areas settled in northern Indiana, way back in 1830. The city of Elkhart sprung up where the St. Joseph and Elkhart rivers meet. Railroads ruled Elkhart's early history. Now the downtown is a mix of restaurants, including the Vine and Artisan, AAA Four Diamond Award winner. You can enjoy a brew at one of the 5 micro breweries downtown or browse one of the many shops on Main Street. There's also a free self-guided public art tour of the phenomenon known as the Downtown Art Walk. Well, welcome back to this special edition of Inside Indiana Business and Elkhart Town Hall. We're coming to you this week from the RVMH Hall of Fame and Museum in Elkhart County. A small nonprofit that played a big role in helping land the regional cities funding for northern Indiana is on another mission, a fundraising mission for regional economic development. It is a very important issue. The South Bend-Elkhart Regional Partnership has launched a $4 million campaign to implement a regional plan developed more than 2 years ago by economic development officials and hundreds of community members. Meantime, before Scott Ford took on an economic development role at the University of Notre Dame, he was part of the River District implementation team. Now he's utilizing his vast public and private expertise to engage Notre Dame in regional planning efforts, providing innovation, entrepreneurship, and resources to the region that really haven't existed before. And for more on regional cooperation initiatives, let's turn now to South Bend-Elkhart Regional Partnership CEO Regina Emberton and Notre Dame Associate Vice President for Economic Development, Scott Ford. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Great to be with you.
Regina, I'll start with you because I think the South Bend-Elkhart Regional Partnership is indicative of the regional cooperation equation, if you will, here, because it's relatively new on the scene. Took over from what was the Mishawaka partnership just 5 years ago and really was a lead player in regional cities funding for the region.
Yeah, absolutely. So the local economic development organizations here, we have 47 towns and cities in this region, and they realized that they could be stronger working together. So initially it was small scale, focusing on marketing and attraction and working on recruiting businesses to the area. That was about 2013. And in 2014, we learned of the Regional Cities Initiative, sort of the natural convening point to bring together the rest of the stakeholders who were so critical to being part of that presentation to the state and securing that $42 million grant for the region.
Are you seeing buy-in?
Yeah. We've seen it like never before here in the region, and while the grant was a catalyst for some of that, those conversations were budding and they were already underway. And I can remember one of the early meetings where we had everyone in the room talking about this grant, and they said, well, if it wasn't for the money, would we still be having this conversation? And it was a resounding yes.
Got your role at Notre Dame, I think, indicative of Notre Dame's role now in economic development and really engaging in the community, in the region, which really hadn't happened before. It really is happening now.
That's right. Notre Dame's role in economic development has really evolved in the last few years. But if you take a step back and you look nationally at those communities that have become hotspots for economic development, places like Austin, Texas, and Pittsburgh, Raleigh-Durham, certainly Silicon Valley, you'll see that they all have in common a global research university. And I think that a number of the moves the university has made really coincided with its emergence in research activities.
Talk about Notre Dame's role in the region in terms of economic development and the ways in which you see Notre Dame making an impact.
More specifically, again, with the expansion of research, you see facilities like the Notre Dame Turbo Machinery Lab and Ignition Park, which was a partnership with the state and the city and AEP, among many others, that's led to 40 new jobs at the sort of very high-end technical jobs in the community. And so you see new jobs and new investment that's coming through those activities.
Very good. Regina, let's talk about a number of projects, especially as it relates to regional cities funding. I know the Aquatic Center, and there are other projects, and that number I expect to grow, going on in the region. Highlight some of those.
One of the key catalyzing events was the Aquatic Center in downtown Elkhart, and that was the largest investment that the RDA made with $9 million, and it's just been a small part of that huge project, but really important. And now we see in 10 years from now, downtown Elkhart will look completely different and be transformed as really a heart of our region. So that has a spin-off with things like the Market District and the Elkhart Hotel in downtown. You know, you look across the region, there are other regional impact projects like the Innovation District in downtown South Bend, where we've got got 1 million square feet of dilapidated Studebaker buildings that are being transformed into one of the Midwest's largest tech hubs. And so as you bring the density of the whole region together, we're excited to see that. Another great project that we invested in and we worked together with our friends in Northwest Indiana was related to the South Shore train. So the commuter railway between South Bend and downtown Chicago and the communities in between, and getting that to a 90-minute trip is critical to enhancing sort of the business and quality of life opportunities for our residents.
How do you see these projects, Notre Dame's engagement, the regional cooperation, all coming together to not only keep talent but attract talent to the region?
And it's in part for the recruiting talented faculty and staff. So often those recruits come in, they're part of a dual career family, and being able to find comparable opportunities at the caliber that's interesting to both of them is really vital. It's also important for attracting the researchers. They're looking at a place where they have an opportunity to commercialize their ideas and see them have an impact.
A lot going on in the region, certainly regional cooperation a part of that. The South Bend-Elkhart Regional Partnership and Notre Dame, two key players there. Scott Ford and Regina Imberton, thank you both, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you.
All right.